guys. Hey Squirrel Girl. What a crazy amazing thing to say. First day totally feeling alive again and it feels great. That's insane. That just ruined my whole show. You feel amazing. Now I can't complain. Dang it. Squirrel Girl, I was just gonna rock and roll and complain. No, seriously though, I'm really happy for you. Is Robin Miners in here? It's her birthday. Wow. Speaking of, today is her birthday. There's a lot of birthdays today. Happy birthday to Robin Miners. Hey, Pat, Jonas, Ghost Rider Mods. Look, Brian Boland's here. We never see Brian Boland. That's not true. Like once a week. Hey, Diana H. Hey, Jojo. Puka Vista's here. Probably should start scrolling back down. I'm going up. Hey, Abigail. Thank you, Brian Boland. Seriously, happy birthday. I love that Robin Miners is sharing her birthday with us today. Just Joan made it. Going back down. Let's see. I said hi to Ghost Rider. There's Buffy. There's Little Mink. Just as I am, Starlina. Hey, Liz Tricks. Pat Jonas. Aspire to Inspire. Thank you, Squirrel Girl. Hey, Renee B. Bohemian Luciferian Witch. Hey, babe. Hey, Mama Smurf. Love you, Robin Miners. Your email this morning made me cry like hardcore. Something's going on with me today. I was really in tears this morning. Hey, Libby Jackson, Laura Dupreet, and now I think I'm merely mentally snapping. I think we're just having a quick mental snap to match this cold snap. I think that's all that's going on. It's no big deal. Trixie, Laura Dupreet, I love you, girl. You looked so pretty in that picture you sent me. Sophia's here. Hey, Jamie Palmer, DS Kitty Diane. Sophia, thank you for the post, by the way, in the Facebook group. Baby Lilypad, Honey Lou made it. Hey, Anna Banana. Rhonda McNeil, today is her birthday. That's who I'm missing. Or was it yesterday? No, her birthday is also Veterans Day. That was yesterday that you said that, right? It wasn't the day before yesterday. Either way, 'twas her birthday. So happy birthday to Rhonda McNeil as well. I'm losing my mind. Hey, Kim Leaf. Hope Between the Dreams. I love it when you make it to a stream. Hey, Lisa Kelson. Hey, Iwa. Armine's here. Jan, Ruthanna, Linda G. Thank you. Wow. Hey, Anne. I've got words. Amy Edge. Hey, babe. Hey, speaking of babes, just stopping by to see you, babe. Damn, looking good. I'll let myself out. One first, one more. Damn. You don't have to leave. Like, it's pure silly. It's pure, raw, silly. And also, I'm about to have a mental breakdown. So I think you should probably stay. Hey, Linda. Sorry again, Linda, that you super chatted me 2 days ago and I missed it. Robin W. Joel Sachs made it. Anna Pikachu Hunter. Hey, Candace. Happy to see you, Candace. It is today. Rhonda McNeil, something's off. I thought that conversation was 2 days ago, and I apologize. But I do tell you happy birthday, and I mean it. I really love Rhonda McNeil. Reese, there are solar flares coming at us. Great. That sounds really healthy. They affect everything you just mentioned. Okay, because it's the worst day of my life. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Joanne Hawley. Hey, Jessamine. Thanks, Linda. I can't get enough of this scarf. Jamie Palmer's here. Alabama Rose made it. Abigail, love you, girl. Happy Veterans Day to our vets, says Rhonda McNeil. I posted a photo of Fred. I personally love Veterans Day. I always have. I celebrated it hugely working in senior living. Every Veterans Day, we would do a large meal for the vets, and we would celebrate them, and we would do like a big dessert. And I did that every year, and it always meant something to me. I'm very grateful for those who serve and have served our country. It's a big deal to me. Thank you, Alicia. And I love that, Robin W. And I just, whenever I'm in public, Huxley and I always have, and we always will, if I see someone who's got a hat on, we always say, hey, thank you for your service. Wow, Abigail, thank you so much. Thank you. No, his birthday is Monday. But no, I just want to take a moment to say that before I have my mental snap. It's no big deal, really. It's I am grateful for Veterans Day. And, I was thinking about it. I'm kind of surprised that there's school on Veterans Day. Hey, Catherine B., there's no school on President's Day. Personally, I really, really appreciate Veterans Day more than I do President's Day. I don't know why I say that, other than I don't know much about world history, but I do know that veterans gave their life for our country and have done that. They continue to fight. And so to me, that seems so much more like I was surprised it was school. Depression snap, pissed off snap, people suck snap. Yeah, Robin Miner's kind of all of the above, right? And so Linda says, thank you, vets, for your service. First Veterans Day without my dad. He was in Nam twice. That's incredible. And I'm sorry that you lost him, but we're very grateful for him. Fred was in the Navy. My stepfather was in the Navy. I'm very, very grateful for our veterans. Hey, MLG Gamer. Tracy says, vet here and also family full of vets. Thank you for appreciating service. No question. And I am not just saying it. I have done it forever. Since Huxley was little, I've always told him, like, if you see somebody that talks about serving our country, or if you see someone wearing a hat, you always tell them, thank you for their service, really, truly, and not just say it, mean it. Like, really, thank you. Thank you. You're brave. You're mighty. You're a brave, mighty soul. Fred was in World War II. He sure was. That's kind of adorable, though, Rhonda McNeil. Thank you, Linda. Anything I can say or do to help you lift your spirits, Just Joan? No, but thank you for offering. Hey, Noel. I should read up on George Washington. That's not a bad idea, Amy Edge. Hey, Karen W. And the veterans' families, of course. Their wives, that we always celebrated them where I worked. Hey, Lilac Lime. No, Just Joan, I just need to get it out. I have to talk it out. That's all. There's nothing anybody can do, not even me. I just have to talk it out. That's it. Today was your grandfather's birthday, Hope Between the Dreams, and a happy birthday to him. That's very kind. Hey, Kestrel. So I love that, Diana H. I will always, always love our vets. Always love and appreciate anybody who has served or is serving our country. Renee B., I have to go check my mail if that's what you're saying. I haven't done it. But if you mailed it, thank you. Yes. It's a weird day. Today is a weird day. And I mean that. It's like everything has taken so much effort today that I am blown away. Like, I was done before I could even get everything accomplished. And I had like a run-in with every single scenario I could possibly have today. And that's rare. It's unusual for me. And hey, Margie Barr, I just need to talk it out. I got to talk it out. First of all, we'll start with, I had therapy this morning. We're gonna end with that because that's uplifting. But I'd like to complain first. And I said yesterday, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't cuss. I'm gonna try, but today may not be that day. And you know what? That's okay, because I will be totally aware of it and mindful of it, and I will try to do better tomorrow. And that's all I can do. And I'm being serious about that. Like, give yourselves a break. If I can't, well, hey, Rip Curl Readiness. Hey, Donna Cooper, your husband is a veteran. Tell him we thank him for his service. I just have to talk it out, and I have to be mindful of it. And then I'm just going to start fresh tomorrow. As a matter of fact, after this, what's wrong with that, Kestrel? I'm just trying to kind of polish it up. Not necessarily going to not cuss. I just don't want to, hey, Georgia Burke, I don't want to use every other word as that. Like, I don't like it anyway if it's over the top. I think it can become trashy quickly. It's my opinion. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. So actually, this first part I'm going to complain about is a little bit Georgia Burke inspired. Georgia Burke, I'm actually very glad that you're here. So if you were on yesterday's stream with us, we were talking, and Georgia Burke came in and talked about, Abigail says, I was listening to the car after I left. I do slip up and swear on occasion, not very often. That surprises me. And Liz does too, she said, and that's okay. No shame in that, Abigail. I'm trying to kind of channel being a better version of myself. And everybody has a better version of themselves that's subjective to them. So it's not like I'm saying you should also try to cut back on that. If it works for you, cuss your lungs out. Smoke your lungs out. Like, do whatever you think is best. I'm just talking about for me. Georgia is a superhero. Strength to the word no. So Robin Miners, I want to discuss that actually. You're absolutely correct on that, birthday girl, but I want to want to lead with this, and we're not going to keep this topic going. I have several things I need to bitch about. That's okay, Linda. Yeah, Robin W., I'm not judging anybody. I'm the last person that can judge. I honestly am. I'm at the bottom. I'm at the very bottom of the abilities to judge. Where I came from in Scientology and just all the things that I've done that were mean and hurtful, and I didn't know better at the time, and now I know better now. I'm in no position to give advice, quite honestly, or judge. I really try not to do that on this channel. I try to just stick with what you notice. I don't talk about other people. I don't complain much about other people. I'm about to with run-ins that I had today. Erica, but I don't like make this channel about others and complain about other people. I really kind of stick to me and my journey and my path out and trying to be a better person and also making everybody feel seen and heard. But I only want to shame me. I'm not here to shame others. Hey, Susie Kelly, thank you for that. Georgia Burke, don't feel bad, and we're going to talk about it. So for those of you that were here yesterday, Georgia Burke looks like she could be my sister. It's weird. I mean, in a good way. She's absolutely gorgeous. The only difference is her teeth are very different than mine, but like in the face, I always thought we looked a lot alike, and she's so cute. Thank you, Kestrel. And she recently started dating someone, and she posted it on her Facebook page, which I'm friends with her, but I think she also posted it in our Facebook group. And I was just like, yay, like Catherine B. I'm really excited. I know these girls personally, and I'm excited that if they want to be in a relationship, they've found someone they want to be in a relationship with. I don't think you should be in a relationship to be happy or anything, but if you found someone that makes you happy, I think that's exciting. Thank you, Georgia Burke. Hey, PJ Mack. And so Georgia Burke has been dating someone, and she looked really happy, and it's like going great. And kind of like Amy Edge, you know, hey, Nancy Jane. And Georgia came in yesterday. I don't know why I keep calling you Georgia Burke like it's one word. I can call you by your first name. I'm sorry. Georgia came in yesterday and told us some shocking news that she broke up with him, but it was because he was crossing boundaries physically, like doing things she was saying she wasn't comfortable with, or no, she was straight up saying no. He was trying to cross that. I said what I said yesterday. I don't have to make a big deal out of it. However, it does get me very fired up, and it is a subject that I could go on forever. I get very angry, and I don't want to gear this at men because women do it too. I have been with several men who have told me, like, just because a woman has like big, nice boobs or she's super hot, they somehow think they can go put their hands on men or, you know, go up and make them uncomfortable with whatever it may be, whether it's verbal, right, or physical. But like, people have this weird sense of entitlement, and it's a big effing no-no. You know, it's happened to Tommy. It happened to Jeff. Like, I know specific scenarios where it's happened. It's never okay, no matter what your gender is, to ever make a person feel like they are an object or like you own them in some way, or you, even in your relationship with a person, you should be asking for consent, even if you're married to them on certain things, right? Like, I know that after a while, of course, you can go touch your spouse. I don't mean that, but I mean, I wouldn't certainly want you trying something new sexually without asking me about it and saying, hey, are you cool with this? I mean, I'll be honest, it's just facts of the matter. I'm getting hot. I have seen it a ton from women to men. So have I, Lucy R., and it's disgusting. Those kind of women make me sick to my stomach. Like, I don't care if the dude is married. I don't care if he's single. Like, I feel like really like confident, like overly hot women. I don't even know. Maybe they're ugly. I don't know. But I've seen women go up. Wow, this is really wrinkled. I don't like that. I've seen women go up. Hey, Hux, can you turn the air down one notch? Thank you. Sorry to yell in your face, guys. Hey, Crafty Carrie. I've seen it both ways, and it's disgusting. And it makes me mad more so, I think, in that sense, because women feel like they get a pass because they're women. Can you imagine So I'll just give you an example. And this really isn't what this stream is about, but I get fired up about it. Jeff, when I was married to him, well, this was before I was married to him. I think we were dating. He went to a bar and he was wearing a kilt. Who knows why? I don't know. He was doing it with a bunch of other people. I don't know. But he's wearing a kilt. And I guess this girl came up and said, "What do you have? What do guys have on under kilts?" And she just reached and he didn't have anything on, which is weird, right? That's very weird. This is a story that he told me. And she pulled away and she was like, and he said, "Now imagine if I did that to you. Imagine if I walked up to you wearing a skirt and grabbed your vagina, your naked vagina. I'd be in jail." He was like, "I would have gone to jail for that. You would have called the police. That would have been absolutely assault. Hey, Nicole Hazel Miller," and I would have gone to jail. But she felt like she could do that because she was a woman. So it definitely goes both ways for sure. Absolutely. Hey, Eric, Lucy, it doesn't matter to me, the gender situation. It's really gross either way. So I want to say I'm really proud of Georgia Burke. Okay, first of all, that's what I'm talking about here. She dumped to the guy. She said, "I'm not comfortable with this," and he continued to cross the line. And I just want to say again, we're very proud of her. But something happened to me today, and this is what kicked off my day. Okay, and I'm still a little bit shaken up about it, which a lot of people who hate me, who are possibly going to watch this, are going to be like, "Really, Reese? It wasn't that big of a deal." However, I have found that no matter what happens, whatever your personal experience is, you don't get to, okay, Armine, you don't get to say, "What's the big deal? That wouldn't have bothered me," because a person feels how they feel about a situation. I love you, Georgia, and their triggers are their triggers. I got triggered by this today. This may not trigger you, and you might be like, "What's the big deal?" Okay. So I'm on the phone with my mom, actually, my parents, because she had me on speaker and my stepdad could hear what was going on. And I'm running out the door this morning and I'm talking to her. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And she's asking me if I could pick something up for her while I'm out today. And I'm making a mental note. And I open my door and it's like really cold, right, this morning. And I go, "Hold on." I said, "There's a white truck coming up my driveway." And that's unusual because I live out in the middle of nowhere. So it's like, it's odd that it kept coming up the driveway. It didn't like back out and turn around. So I'm like, my mom goes, "Who is it?" I love when people ask questions like that. Well, I don't know. Let me get out my binoculars and get their ID. "I don't know yet either, Diane. Hold, please." And she goes, "What kind of a truck?" And absolutely, Jojo, and good for you on that, babe. It's not cool to dismiss anybody's triggers, Jamie Palmer. Yeah, absolutely. But people do it, right? I have something in my contact. So she goes, "What kind of a truck?" And I said, "I don't know, Mom. It's a 4-door white truck. It's a Chevy truck. It's like Silverado. I don't know." And she goes, "Are you expecting somebody?" And I was like, "No, Mom, I'm leaving. Like I'm walking out the door. No, I don't expect people in out in the middle of nowhere." And I said, "But do me a favor and stay." I was about to let her go. And I said, "Do me a favor and stay on the phone with me because I don't know who this is. And just in case, like I need you to be on the phone with me." And she goes, "No problem." So I come out, I got my bag and I'm like, got stuff in my hands and I'm walking out the door to leave. And it's this guy that apparently lives close by. And he was stopping by. He wanted to know about something with the property line. And I didn't know. And I was like, "You'll have to contact the landlord." And he apparently has seen me before. He was a much older man. He was probably in his 70s and he seemed fine. And he knows my parents, of course, because everybody knows everybody around here. Okay. And so he says who he is. And my mom goes, "Oh, yeah, we know who he is." And apparently, I guess he's seen me. Hey, Angel K, he's seen me before up at my parents. Like, I don't recognize this person, but he recognizes me. Bottom line. Okay, fine. And he goes, "Damn, girl." He goes, "You're looking really good." He goes, "You sure look a lot better than you did last time I saw you in your workout clothes taking a walk." And I was like, I said, okay, all right. And that's kind of the face I made. I was like, all right. And he goes, where are you headed, girl? He goes, you're looking fine. And I didn't answer him. I didn't say anything. And he goes, you going to a job interview? And I said, no, I have a job. He goes, you got a date? And I said, no. And he goes, woo wee. He goes, good God damn, you're looking fine. And I was like, I'm going to be honest, like right now, even saying it, I feel like crying because I got super triggered by the gesture stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff they would do to me in front of Jeff at parties. Like I was some piece of like a stapler, right? Like it made me feel, look, Fred flirted, but like he never made me feel that old dirty, like a piece of object. And this man was like, I got pure rape vibes off of that. Like it was like, felt like verbal assault. I was like, and yeah, just Joan. And he goes, all right then. And I said, okay. I was just like really freaked out. I'm already freaked out repeating it. Like I'm uncomfortable repeating it. And, I'm sorry, I get really triggered by this kind of stuff. Like it makes me feel boxed in. Like it makes me feel small. It makes me feel like a lot of different ways. And it really put a damper on the day, right? And it was more than creepy. It was just very like I felt not like a human being. Like I felt like I wouldn't want to be alone with this person, quite honestly, like in a place. Like if I wouldn't like want to be in a room with this man. And I went over to my car and I said, do you know that guy? I'm on the phone still with my mom. And she goes, yeah, we know who he is. And I said, did you guys just hear that? And she goes, sort of. What did he say? And I repeated it. And she was like, oh, geez. And I said, yeah, that was really, really uncomfortable for me. And my dad didn't say anything. I don't know if he may not have been bothered by it. He may not have heard it. Hey, Martin. And I just got in my car and I started it and I was like, no, he doesn't, just Joan. And I was like, I'm really upset about that. Because she was kind of brushing it off. And I said, I'm really upset. Like I'm shaken. I'm taken aback by that. Like it's one thing to say, you look way better than the last time I saw you. I mean, that's still something I would never say to someone, but this dude just went on and on. Hey, Heather. And I mean, you go into a job interview, you got a date, like you look better than the last time when you were in your workout clothes. And I was like, and my mom, I go, that was so not okay. Like it was so over the top. And she was like, well, why didn't you say something? And I was like, honestly, I think I was just taken aback by it. I know why I did it. I didn't want to get into it with her. I know why I didn't because that kind of thing scares the ever loving shit out of me. And quite honestly, it makes me freeze. I do like a freeze response type of thing. It makes me think of the bull baiting I had when I was 7 and that guy was between my legs pretending to perform oral sex on me. Like that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I was the wife of a jester again. Like all of those things, I just felt myself getting smaller and smaller and I was just shrinking. Hey, Natalie, some men have strange, creepy ideas about how to pay a compliment and no ability to read the room. Hey, Sharon. Well, Alana, I agree with that. I did not take that as him paying compliments. I took that as I'm an entitled, to me, that wasn't a compliment. It just wasn't. I took it as I'm an older, entitled, in his mind, probably maybe like have some power, maybe some money. I have no idea. Established man. And I can talk to a girl that could be my daughter like that. Like it's sleazeball behavior. Hey, Viggy Cat. Yeah, it is so beyond what's okay. Like to talk to a human like that, but to just do like, damn girl, like, wow. Like that's what I mean. Some people are just probably going to be like, so, and not for me. Like I feel my cheeks are very flushed and red right now. Like it really affects me. I was in therapy this morning. I'll give you a good example of this. When we got to the end of my session, oh, I know. When we were here the other day, oh, for sure, Alana, I know what you're saying. Yeah. The other day when we were here, I read a meme to you guys about making people feel safe. My therapist said, I don't entirely agree with that, like the making people feel safe. He goes, and this is my own thing. He goes, I kind of like to make people also feel a little bit like not in danger, but a little bit like there's a thrill to be had too. He goes, like, I like someone to be in my car and maybe I'm going a little too fast and they're a little nervous about it. And I was like, yeah. I said, well, hi, Cliff Ann. I said, well, because of my upbringing and background in Scientology, I realized this recently, I never got to feel safe. I can't say that without crying. I did not feel safe ever. And my therapist's eyes were like, I think he almost felt bad about it, what he said, because he went like, whoops. And it was fine. It didn't bother me at all. But I said, I was constantly in like fight or flight. I was constantly sweating. I was constantly in trouble. I was constantly nervous. My own father did not make me ever feel safe. He made me feel very unsafe, right? So like the feeling of safety for me is absolute gold. And very few people, I'm so happy you're here, Cliff Ann. Very few people make me feel safe. Very few people. So you know what I've decided, and this was a long time ago, not a long time ago, like 6 months ago, I will make myself feel safe. I will provide that for me, for the child that didn't get to have that. So I have no problem now going, you don't make me feel safe, I will make me feel safe. I will do what it takes to make me feel safe. So it's I think it ties in with that. What happened this morning? Hey, Panda. I really, really clam up and cringe and freak out and panic internally when people do something like that to me, because I think it triggers everything for me. I felt in that moment, thank God my mom was on the phone. Thank you, Martin, because I felt a little better with her there, but I felt incredibly fearful. I felt very unsafe. And I realized some of you might be going, that's a little overkill, Reese. That's a little dramatic. Like you were outside and the guy was simply being a dick, like he was being a pompous, asshole. Yes, but there was the sexual undertone to that was very much like the Jester stuff. And I had a lot of that along with being groped many, many times, grabbed, groped. Remember someone grabbed my hair and like pulled me into their mouth to talk to me. I have been very much like used like an object. And so I think that this morning I was just like, he was talking and I literally was like, I felt frozen. I felt very frozen. It's that learned freeze response of back to when I was 7 and there was like a 50-year-old man between my legs pretending to perform oral sex on me. And I'm squirming in a chair crying. And people are going, come on, Reese, knock it off, flunk. Let's start this again and pass this drill, okay? Hey, Stacy Toms. And then once you pass it, you'll be rewarded for allowing that 50-year-old man to pretend to perform oral sex on you as a 7-year-old. Like, so I absolutely, it feels good to know where all of those triggers come from, to be honest. Like, it's nice to kind of circle it back to, I can identify what's happening here. Doesn't change the fact that I'm standing in the freezing cold going, like, I cannot imagine. Why was he in my driveway? He pulled up, he was talking, he wanted to know something. He lives close by. And he wanted to know, he had some question about the property line with something. And I was like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know the answer to that. I rent this place. I don't know. And so all those bad experiences that you had, like my face is so hot right now. I cannot explain. My face is on fire, like the heat coming up, the flushed feeling of like, I just felt incredibly panicked. I knew rationally, like nothing's going to physically happen to me. I'm not in danger. Like I knew that this guy wasn't going to do anything and get out of his car. but it was like my body thought otherwise. I very much felt like I was like I couldn't talk. I was just like, I don't know what to say. Like, I cannot believe, like, he's married. My parents told me this man is married. I cannot believe that man or woman, I don't care. I can't believe that, like, people are so stupid. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but it's like, can you not read the room? Do you really believe in I get that he's some old, set in his ways, in his 70s, he's probably lived here his whole life. He thinks that's okay. It's not. And there's a whole world out there. And I cannot believe that you think it's okay to go to a woman who, I don't care if she's your age or I could be your kid's age, and just hang out of your car like that, like drooling. That is so beyond, like, it's not flattering. Hey, Mary Barons. Wow, I got some good news. My boyfriend is back. We are back together. I'm very happy. Oh my God, Mary Barons, that is amazing news. You needed that little pick me up for the holidays, girl. You've been feeling so sad and lonely. I couldn't, wow. Just trying to zhuzh it up a little bit, but dang, looks like I just swallowed a hand grenade. It startled you and it was super bad manners, Biggie Cat. Yeah, I get that some people that wouldn't be a trigger for them. I understand that right now there's some women rolling their eyes going, okay, this is a little over dramatic for what happened. It isn't for what's happened to me though in the past. It's actually exact dramatic for like what I have experienced. So Robin says all those bad experiences that you probably had come up right up when you were trained to freeze. You see now that it's not okay. Yes. And I've been really working on that in therapy. You dodged a bullet. I don't believe he wanted to know that information is available on the internet. And if he's been around for years, he already knows. That could be Ghostwriter. That could be, to be honest. Hey, Sandra, it could be a God thing. Hey, Marie Marion, that I was lucky enough. Think about this, because you just made me realize something. If I had not been leaving this morning, that guy would have come and knocked on my door. I really would have felt differently if he had been standing in my door, because what if he would have said something like, hey, it's 20 degrees out here. Can I come in? And like, I absolutely, feel very lucky and thankful and grateful right now. I didn't even consider that till I just read that comment, that I happened to just be leaving, because I usually don't leave my house, especially early in the morning, right? Yeah, everybody has their own triggers, Linda, no matter how small it seems to others. And here's the thing I'm going to add to that. It's completely valid. Hey, Sam Ashby, trauma response. Your body said he wasn't safe. Pay attention to your instincts. Oh, for Lord's sake, yes. But everybody, like, I can't tell you how grossed out I am still to this day when I was with Jeff and like hadn't left, and I was trapped, and I was financially trapped and trapped physically. He would take my car keys. I love the people who came out when I left and told the story, and they were like, why didn't you just leave? Or shame me worse and be like, you had a child. I can't believe you didn't just leave. Everybody does, like, responds to things in their own different ways. Hey, Kat, and I'm shocked that people also like, that's the word, minimizing other people's trauma. I know of somebody, and I won't name them, who literally were like, Reese's trauma was not that bad in Scientology. Well, a few people have said that, let's be honest. Hey, Reflections, like, saying like, this probably didn't really happen to her. She didn't really lose that much family. She didn't really do that much in Scientology. Are you fucking kidding me? And yes, I said fucking. Hey, Galen, are you kidding me? How can anybody minimize what somebody else went through, and you had nothing to do with it in that time? You probably didn't even know them then. How in the world can people, and if you do that, you better check yourself. That is one of the ugliest, most hurtful, damaging things that you can do. Even if you think it, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. It's gross. Like nobody's going to agree. No one will stand with you on that except for your other gross members of your clique or whatever it may be. It's a really terrible thing to minimize something that happened to somebody else. It's a terrible thing. Um, she's dreaming. Luann is dreaming. Yes, Jamie Palmer. Reflections. It is Diana H. No question. No, it wasn't Bobo. It's Luann, Linda. Definitely irritating when people assert things they are wholly unqualified to speak to. Absolutely, it is. This was a great example of remembering to take your safety first, says Ghostwriter. Yes. Don't ever let anyone into your house you can talk through the door. Yeah. Hey, Stella. Hey, Gogo the Greek. Yes. No question. Speaking of dreams, just a side note, guys, I don't know. I very rarely dream, but 2 nights ago, I had a really traumatic dream, and it was like a movie. It was like one of those dreams where, like, you're kind of above it all, like, it goes, like, from one scene to the next. It's weird. I don't dream very often, but I had this dream that somebody stole Gertie. I had a dream that some woman and her husband, who is Russian, stole her. And it was so heartbreaking, and it was so. Well, I was trying not to say your real name. I didn't want to wake you up. Good Lord. I hope whatever it is you were dreaming about, I hope you caught it. Did you know that you were really tawny? I don't want to talk about the dream while you're awake. Don't listen, Gidget. I had a dream. No, Jessamine, just wait. I had a dream that this woman and her Russian husband stole her, and you guys were in it. Like everybody with the world was melting down. And I was like inconsolable. I was such a mess. And I was like, I'm never going to see her again. And this is my worst nightmare anyway. Like not just her, any pet, a child. Like I can't imagine what goes through someone's mind if they're actually abducted. Like especially someone small and helpless, like a child, an animal. And it flashed to the next scene, and it showed the woman coming into wherever they had lived, and she set Gertie down on a table, and he was at the end of the table with a treat in his hand, and he went, and she came walking. This all happened in my dream. She comes slowly walking. You can tell she's terrified. She was shaking. She was like, "Where's my mom?" And it shows her walking to the treat. And then my whole dream went dark. I didn't see anything else, but I heard him kill her. She started screaming like he was murdering her. It was so horrible. And I woke up and I was sweating to death. And I was like, oh my God. And I like looked for her. I found her and I felt so bad. I just grabbed her whole body and like pulled her into me. I never dreamed like that. It was really strange. I don't know why that happened. I'm not going to focus too much on it, but it was absolutely terrifying. It was bizarre and so scary. Hey, Pat Jonas, that was just a side note. It was, Stella. It was absolutely like very out of left field for me. I don't dream like that. Yeah, don't listen to it. I need a drink. Something just scratched the inside of my throat. And it was horrifying. I don't dream like that. Does anybody dream like that? What would you call that? Like a night terror? And it was horrible. I know the guy was Russian because he was speaking something like it. I don't know if he was speaking Russian, but it sounded like Russian in the dream. And he had a really deep voice, and he went, and he had the tree, and she just slowly walked toward him, and then it all went black, and he, like, I don't know what he did to her, but she just started screaming, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, those are freaking demonic attack type dreams. Pray for protection before you go to sleep. I kind of wondered about that, Hope. Like that felt demonic to me, and I don't usually use that word, but I was like, is it possible for that to happen in your sleep? Can something like try to come for you in your sleep? I'm not trying to get weird, but like that felt demonic to me. Like, did something like climb into my head? Why would I dream that? Why would something try to, why? It was such a terrifying thing. Well, I'll be honest. I thought about it and before I fell asleep last night, I was like, fuck right off, demons. Don't be coming for me. You don't want none of this. Come get some. But actually don't come get some. Like fuck F off. Pat Jonas says, that's horrible, Jamie Palmer. I'm very lucky that I don't have those. His intention is irrelevant when you feel unsafe. Yes. If he knows your parents, then he would know you are renting and would know that you do not know the information. Seems like an entitled man who can do what he wants. Yeah, I think so too, Pat Jonas. It was definitely strange, kind of like the dream. It was definitely strange. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for being a member. You probably processed her aging in your overthinking brain. It happens. We can process something with an almost caricature evil situation because a normal bad can be. Yeah, that could be true too. Thank you, Tracy. Jojo, it was an absolute nightmare. Hey, Lacey Silver. Salt and sage your room. Interesting. Thank you, Lisa Kelson. That sounds amazing. Okay, so moving on from the creepy. It was just a dream, and we hope you didn't hear anything I just said, Luann. Did you hear anything I said, Luann? Oh my God, so dainty. Hope used to have night terrors all the time, and they started very young. That's horrible. I'm sorry for anybody that experiences that. I can't imagine having to go through that repeatedly. It was horrible. It was absolutely like, where is my dog? Oh, but it'll never happen. It'll never happen because nobody's going to get close enough. But you do have to go to the vet's office on Friday to get your butt glands expressed and your nails trimmed, Gidgy. You have to do it. We have to. Otherwise, it's neglect. Your brother's getting a haircut on Friday, and you're going to go along. Okay, so the other thing that happened today, I just have to say this. Thank you, Buffy. Gorgeous. Guys, I had to run to Costco today. I had to pick up my prescriptions from the doctor's appointment last Tuesday, and I had to pick up something for my mom. And I got gas at Costco, and my Costco is really cool because it has a, if somebody tried to steal Chauncey, can you imagine the backlash from even just this channel? Sam Ashby. So I could tell my cop friend, Sophia, that's not a bad idea. I actually just texted him again the other day, somebody's name. Not a bad idea. So I'm getting gas, and my Costco has a car wash, which is just like stellar. Abigail says, scripture, when evil people come to devour me, when my enemies and foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Even if I am attacked, I will remain confident. Ooh, I like that. Thank you, Abigail. And that's Old Testament. Linda is a treasure. Luann, everybody loves you. I made a deal with my evil thoughts as a kid. To keep them at bay, I said I would call my first pet Spooky, hence my first and only amazing hamster Spooky. Seemed to work. Robin W., you might be the cutest thing anybody's ever heard of. So my Costco has a car wash, which is just pretty spectacular. And I like to get my car washed once or twice a month. Well, I bought a car wash on Halloween, October 31st, and it started raining right after I bought it. So I put the receipt in my console thing, and I was like, I'll use it another time. Well, today I went to wash my car. And I just have to say this because I'm upset. There's no point to this story. I'm just getting it out. I just need you to understand. I'm going to set you down for just a minute, Luann. But we really love and appreciate you and your pawpaws. Really small. This dude, I just have to get this out. Again, there's no point to this story. I feel like I need to get this out. Okay, first of all, I have a real pet peeve. Okay. I have a real pet peeve when people react to situations incredibly dramatically like over the top dramatically when it's not necessary. I will give you a great example. I will often, I've never, let me think. Knock on wood, I've never been in a car accident. I've never had a car accident. I got hit, like sideswiped once, which I guess you would call a car accident. And the guy drove off and like I was okay, like nothing happened, but it damaged the side of the car. Um, no, Jamie, but I've never the reason I'm giving you this example. Hey, Barbara Waite, I do not like people who overreact to things and it freaks everybody out and it's over the top, like unnecessary. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is everybody following? Like it's an unnecessary reaction to a situation. It's like way over the top for the situation. So my example for this is I've had one speeding ticket in my whole life. I'm a very good driver. I'm like super aware. I'm always like, I don't look at my phone. Like I'm a really good driver. Okay. When I drive with my mom in the car, I will be just driving and she'll be like, "Oh my God." And literally I'll be like, "What just happened? Is there a spider? Like what happened?" And she's like, "Oh God. I was looking at that car 6 blocks away and I thought you were going to hit it." And I'm like, it upsets me. Like it actually makes me very angry because I'm like, I constantly will be like, "Mom, that car is like 3 miles in that direction." Like I'm very careful about tailgating. I do not like riding on people's bumpers. I don't like it when they do it to me. I always give like a big long leeway because in case somebody does suddenly hit their brakes, I always am aware of that and I don't want to be on somebody's ass. It's Puka Vista, Viggy Cat, it scares the ever living out of you if you're driving. It's unrealistic. It's like, what just happened? And she does it a lot. And she'll just like, she'll just be like, and I'm like, I can't drive if like that's Nanamel. So I don't like when people, yes, Stacey, it scares you. It's actually like dangerous to do that for the driver because what happens is I'm totally in my zone, I'm doing my thing, and when you freak out like there's a cockroach in the seat, I literally am like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And now I'm distracted and I'm like looking at you. So it's like, whoa, okay. Well, this guy did that today in a similar way. Like, why was this necessary? So I come around, I had already paid for my car wash, so I don't have to stop at the car wash thing to buy one because I got my receipt from October 31st. So I go breezing through the thing where you're supposed to buy a car wash and I do like a U-turn because it's like you pay and then it like loops you around. So I go breezing through it. I'm listening to War Pigs by Ozzy Osbourne and I'm just by Black Sabbath and I just do my U-turn and I come driving up. And normally my normal guy, his name's Jeremy. Hey, Ty Mark. And he's like this young, fun guy. And I see him all the time. And I'm like, "Hey, Jeremy." And he goes, "Hey." And he like hands me back my receipt. And he's like, "How's it going?" Like they're always really nice, right? Okay. This guy was like 110. And I come driving up. I'm going to give you an example of what this guy does. Don't make fun of my outfit. I put sweatpants on when I got home. So I come driving up and this guy goes like this. Like I come driving up and usually what they do is they go like this and they'll go to kind of guide your car. I come driving up and this guy goes, no joke, like a mime. This dude goes like this. Like he's like hunched over like a football player. I'm panicking. I'm like, what is happening? It's hormones, Reese. Probably Cat. But let's be honest, Kat, I was put to the test today by Satan. So this crazy dramatic dude is going, he like jumps out like I'm about to hit a baby. And like, hey, West Coast fancy Nancy, like so much that I had to turn down War Pigs by Black Sabbath. I'm like, what's going on? Did I just hit an animal? Like, what just happened? And I pull up and he goes, and he's like scowling. And I roll the window down and I hand him, I don't have anything to use. Fine, we'll just use a Kleenex. I hand him my receipt and he goes, he snatched it. He snatched it out of my hand. And he does this. I still don't know what the student's problem is. Like, I don't know what just happened. Like, did your wife leave you? Did you just find out that like she was cheating? Most likely. And he hands the receipt back to me and he goes, put it in neutral. I was terrified. I was scared of this man. His name was Mark. And I went, this was at the Costco car wash, Nancy. And I went, Mark, are you all right? And he went, neutral. I was like, oh my God, is this one of my haters? Like, does he know that I go here? Is this like somebody who makes like channels about me, like streams? I couldn't figure it out. And I just thought maybe I should share this. Maybe I look like his ex-wife. Well, that's an insult to one of us, and it's not him. That's insulting. I hope not. It did. It pissed me off because here's the thing. It was over the top. It was yet super aggressive, JoJo. This dude jumps out like he's in traffic and he goes, and I'm like, dude, whoa. Like, I get not everybody likes Black Sabbath. I'm not a teenager. I wasn't like blasting it. I don't know what made him mad. I still don't know, but I can tell you that I was like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, should I not get is this a cursed car wash? She's probably been passenger to car for accidents in the past. Joy Lee, she has been. My mother was in an accident. She was in a head-on collision on a bridge in Chicago in a taxi. So yeah, no. And I make room for that. I'm well aware of it. Hey, Lenora Gray. Oh, my Costco time, Mark. I know. You should be. It was horrible. Like, my mom effed up her neck from that. This was decades ago. I understand that she was in that accident, and I have made special space for her, right? Maybe Mark is also having a bad day. Kim is blue. Maybe he shit his pants. Quite honestly, like, maybe he just had to like be in that position to make it look like he was doing this, but like he actually had a load hanging out. I don't know, but I'm still upset about it. No, I like and understand that my mother, I'm not the type of person to be like, so what? Get over it. Yes, she was in a car accident. But at the same time, I have spoken with her about it. And I'm like, Mom, I don't have like accidents on my record. I don't get speeding tickets. Like, I'm very careful about, and I'm also extra careful when my mom's in the car because I know that. So like, I try to make extra, I'm extra about it. And still my mom will be like, oh my God. And she's like, oh Lord. She's like, I saw that school bus over in another state. I saw it in Kentucky and I thought maybe it was going to grow wings and fly over us. Maybe Mark has let the authority of his position go to his head. Lana, that's hilarious. That could be. Well, look who it is. The car wash can be like visiting another planet. One time my back bumper was my back bumper was ripped off when I was a teenager in my Jeep. Mark poopy pants. We're having a bad day. And so this is not a stream other than just for me to feel better about my day. I had a horrible day today. Thank you for being here and sharing that hilarious story. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, Mark just could have maybe I triggered him in some way. Again, maybe he hates Black Sabbath. I'm not sure. But that was over the top ridiculous. Like, to jump out and like, I was like, dude, what kind of sorcery are you trying to perform? It was like, the only thing he needed was wizard sleeves. Like, he kind of looked like he wanted to be like, I was like, okay, you're not OT8. Like, stop trying to pretend like you paid millions of dollars to get up the bridge. No OT8 works at a car wash. So stop trying to control yourself with your mind and me and my car. Hey, Blue Girl. Thanks, Blue Girl. My day at work was insane today, says Kim is blue. So maybe it's just something going on with the planet. He had wizard sleeves. That's all he needed. I should have said that to him. I should have been like, dude, the only thing you missed in that cool scenario just then was wizard sleeves. Get the hell out of here, Mark. He lost his wand and he was pissed about it. If he hates Black Sabbath, he's not our people. I don't love Black Sabbath. I don't know a whole lot of songs, but I do like War Pigs. It's not a bad song, and it just happened to be playing. Yeah, that could have been it. Hope Between the Dreams. I don't know, but this was upsetting. It was upsetting. So between Mark and the weird guy this morning that showed up on my property, Sleeve of Wizard, Cavernous. That's another one. Inside joke. No, between. Wow. Thanks, Yadira. Thanks for trying to give me a boost. Yadira says your hair looks awesome today. Scripture. He's riding the crazy train, Diana H. I just don't like people who over the top shit for a situation that, like, what was going on? What's it's West Coast Fancy? Hey, no one. I had a weird guy come onto my property this morning and made me very triggered and very uncomfortable. Like a jester would have. He said like really like sexual innuendo type stuff at me, and he was whistling at me, and it was like super, super uncomfortable. Thank you, Hope. Abigail says, the Lord will deliver me from every evil attack and will bring me safely into his heavenly kingdom. All glory to God forever and ever. Amen. I love that. New Testament. Thank you for that, Abigail. That's beautiful. Thank you. I'll let corporate know if the new uniform change. Is there going to be a new uniform, Erica? Maybe he is a jester. Do they have local jesters? Absolutely. Do you think the jesters sent that guy over? No, because my parents know him. He's a local. They do have jesters, though. Thank you, Puka Vista. I got this sweater at a thrift store. They do have jesters here. They absolutely do. There's a big Nashville jester club court. Whenever I hear American Girl by Tom Petty, it takes me right back to Sounds of the Lambs. Me too, every time. You met a size 14? I love that scene. I was going to say that I was going to tell her how hot she looked in those tights and that color blue. Tights? I'm wearing baggy sweatpants, but thank you. I looked really cute earlier. I just don't know. I just changed it. Now I'm at home. Thank you. West Coast Fancy Nancy, do your parents know him? Yes. Erica. Yeah, absolutely. Yadira, it could be. I love Tom Petty. I'm not over that. I have not gotten over. Am I even going to need sweaters in Ecuador? Great question. These are my favorite black sweatpants I've ever owned, Lisa Kelson, because they're short. They fit my corgi legs. I have 5 pairs. They were $17 a piece, and I got them at Costco when I was married to Jeff, like 3 or 4 years ago. They're Puma, and they're super thick, and I absolutely love these sweatpants. I love them so much. I was actually putting them away the other day, and I was like, I'm not sad that I bought 5 pairs. I bought them over time. Like I bought 2 and then I was like, I love those. I hope Costco brings them back. And they brought them back and I got 2 more. Then they marked them down and I got 1 more. And I was like, is 5 too much? No, I've been wearing them for years. Do I have a recording of him coming over just for security? Sophia, he would be on my camera system. And that's a good point. I mean, your mom also knows that horrible vet. You never know. He could still be a jester or a plant. Am I wearing the new eyeshadow? No, I wore it yesterday. This is just a gold one that I've had forever. But the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen and guard you from the evil one. Thank you. New Testament, Abigail. That's beautiful. I do too, Stacey Toms. You know who else makes good sweatpants? H&M. H&M has some good sweatpants. I think Target might have good sweatpants. I have a problem with sweatpants because I have such short legs. So like they don't all fit me. Some of them are way too long for me. What else was I going to discuss? Oh, I would like to talk about therapy. Now let's talk about some of the good stuff. And hope I made notes. I think I made notes. This tattoo is starting to itch. Lisa Kelson, and honestly, Costco gets good sweatpants. If you're a member, I would check Costco first. I tried not to look. I had to go today and I purposely am like, nope, nope, nope. Like I have enough. I don't need to look. Um, Marilyn says, I found a framed picture of LRH at my Goodwill in Colorado today. Talk about a trigger. That's terrifying, Marilyn. I'm sorry that happened to you. Gross. Jamie Palmer, I'm a sweatpants person, and I feel like you can high waist them and kind of jazz them up and like pair them. I've been pairing mine with like a cute UGG platform slipper, and like you could do like a cute jacket, and yeah, you can make that work, girl. Of course, I think I'm just saying that because I live out in the country. Candace, moving to Ecuador, I must have missed a lot. Yes. I had a dream last night that I started wearing makeup and I had to redo it 3 times because I kept looking like a clown or Rachel on Friends when Ross did her eyeshadow. Well, to make yourself feel better, I look like that all the time, according to our haters. I wear way too much and I look like a clown. So none of us do, though. You're beautiful, Alana. Let me look at my notes really quick. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I never thought of coconut oil on a tattoo. Oh, sweaters. Sweaters in Ecuador. So here's the thing. As I age, I tend to be colder. I tend to not tolerate the cold as well. When I went to Ecuador the last time, I got cold and I was sad that I didn't even pack a pair of jeans. And I was like, this is cold. This is cool. Now, there were people wearing coats there. It's like Floridians who think 65 degrees is cold and they start getting their Uggs out. No. But I was chilly. I absolutely would pack sweaters. I think like heavy sweaters, like turtleneck sweaters, no, probably not. But I think something light like this sweater, I think my favorite type of sweater these days is a sweater vest because it's the best of both worlds. Like you can wear a long sleeve under it, you can wear it by itself, and it's just a little layer of warmth. I've heard, Stacey Toms. Is it windy there? No, not that I experienced. I've been there the one time, Critters Creations. I need to order new sweatpants eventually. Yeah, Sophia. And probably Amazon's a good place. I just don't like to order stuff online like that. That woman that criticizes how you look, you know who I mean? She is a nasty woman and looks like a clown, and she feels like she should insult you. People have very odd ideas. Actually, just Joan, I don't know who you mean because there's a couple of them that do it, and I don't know who you're talking about. I don't need to know. I mean, it's okay. I wish those people well. I'm not worried about people who hate me. Anybody who hates me is doing worse than I am, quite honestly. They're losers in the true word of loser. I mean, like they're not winners at all. I'm not worried about it. I hope they find the light. Critters Creations, yes. I love Ecuador. I cannot wait to go back. Thank you, Mary Barons. We talked about that earlier. Never watched her, just saw her short and have no idea who she is. Just Joan, I'm not sure either. There's probably more people who hate me making videos that I'm aware of. I just don't go looking for them. I don't know who they are. It makes no impact on my life. It really doesn't affect my daily anything. Just the one little mink. Thank you, Amy Edge. Okay, so I'm just looking at my notes from today. So the way I started, hey, Linda Garden Lady, the way I started therapy today was I said, I'm a little bit stressed out right now. And I talked about what I spoke about on the stream yesterday. And I said, the point is she's an idiot. You always look great. Thank you, Joan. I would agree with that. People who like to enjoy making fun of others and tearing people down and body shaming are total morons, like absolute idiots. And I hope they find the light. That's all I can say. I started therapy today by saying, I don't know if I should try to close down like some loud parts of my personality. Like maybe I should try to be a little bit more polished. I talked about this yesterday with you guys. And he said, you know what I observe is he said, a lot of people are chameleons. And I said, well, here's the thing. I know how to read the room. I may cuss on my channel, but I've been on Andrew Gold. I went on with Tommy on Sean Atwood. Even on other people's channels. I don't think this is, I'm almost positive I didn't cuss. I don't cuss in your living room. I cuss in my living room. Right. So I read the room in those situations. I'm not going to go have F bombs around children. Like, I'm not going to, I know when there's, like Stella said yesterday, there's a time and a place for it. And there is. You didn't see me on Andrew Gold cussing. I was in his space. I was in his living room, right? Like, hey, Meredith Lynn, I do believe that it's time, there is a time to switch and chameleon to not be yourself, but to clean yourself up, right? Like, don't go dropping F bombs on other people's podcasts. That's not okay, right? Um, and my therapist said people chameleon in certain situations, and that's just human behavior. It's normal. And he said, I think since I've known you, Reese, he said, you don't do it as much as others. You don't chameleon. You kind of tend to be more like, this is who I am. He said, I very feel like I rarely see you try to change into something else to please other people. He said, especially lately, you've really embraced not doing that. And this was an interesting talk today because it's kind of where the talk went. I want to be more appropriate and polished, but I also think it's a fine line. I want to still be myself. I don't want to change for anybody. People change. I say this all the time because I got it from Mel Robbins. People only change if they want to. Well, I want to. There's a lot of things about myself that I don't like. Reese, you're true. People love you for who you are. Of course, there is room for being more professional, but don't ever stop being genuinely you. Alana, that's exactly where I'm going with this. And thank you for saying that. I am of the mindset, and I said this to my therapist, I like people who are like, this is who I am. Fucking take it or leave it. I love people like that. But at the same time, I don't like people who are like, fuck you. I am who I am and I'm not going to change. This is me. Accept it. Okay. I also don't like that. That's overkill. And it's like, well, then just understand that, like, I won't probably want to be in your space. I don't like people who are like, I think trying to do it to push buttons, like for shock value, I do what I want, like that kind of a thing. It's like, who are you putting this show on for? I still want to, it's a fine line for me because I don't want to chase people off, but I also want people to leave if they don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to keep anybody either. But I want to not upset or hurt people. I don't want to trigger people. Like, I got really triggered today. I never want to have that effect on someone. And I think the purpose, the point, all of this is narrowing down to something. You know where and when to curse, Reese. People have been here for nearly 3 years. I think that answers that. You're right, Jojo. You're absolutely right. And I'm not really trying to change that very much, but I will if I want to, kind of a thing. And I do feel like I curse less than I ever used to. And I'm happy with that. I like that. I like that. I don't like every other word being fuck. I don't like that. I really prefer not to. And I also believe very much that I have an example to set with Huxley. And I don't want him to have memories of me just being like gross and cussing, if that makes sense. And there's so much more to it than cussing. Not necessarily cuss words hurt. You can use other words without cussing that are very damaging, very triggering, very upsetting, right? Like, it doesn't have to be a cuss word. I'm just trying to simply clean up that whole part of me. I want to make sure I'm not hurting people. There's a difference between this is me and I'm comfortable with it versus you can't change me and I'm throwing it in your face. That's exactly what I was talking about, Deborah Ricci. Yes. Why can't I find this? I'm scared. Where is it? Oh my God. Okay. I was like, oh no. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. My therapist loved this, by the way, today. Loved this. He was like, huh, I believe this more than anything in my life right now. Imagine if we measured success by how safe people feel around us. I absolutely love that. It ties in with the only true currency in this world is how the effect that we have on another. Jojo, it doesn't work to change for other people anyway. I've been there and I've absolutely done that. Coming from Scientology, um, that's all I could do was like shift and morph and fit and minimize and square peg round hole and all kinds of things. I'm not doing that ever again. Ever again. I will only listen to what I think I should do. If you give me advice, Catherine B, it was beautiful. If you give me advice, I'm going to either pick and choose pieces of it that I want to apply and adopt, but I also may not at all. I'm not going to fit into what someone else thinks I need to be. I don't think it's about the cursing. I think this is about awareness of who you are becoming, a caring and loving human. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for saying that. And it's different for everybody. So I'm not here to say, Susie Kelly, that is huge. Thank you. I'm not here to say you shouldn't cuss. I like cussing. I was raised by George Carlin. I like it when it's a punchline. I like it when it's meaningful. And like I'm trying, I like what I think West Coast Fancy Nancy said yesterday. She doesn't mind it as long as they're not used to be hurtful to somebody else. Right. And I agree with that 100%. My friend said, I watched the Tony Robbins things for like 4 hours or something. And she said, and he didn't cuss once. He made his point with other words. I like that, but I also don't mind cussing. But my point is, I think it's about knowing yourself, owning who you are, and standing by yourself. Don't apologize for who you are. I totally agree with that, Pat Jonas. And I think it's also about if it's something I want to do, I'll do it. I don't want people saying like, "No, Reese, cuss your mouth off." Like, if it's something I want to do, I'll do it. And I would never tell somebody else like, "Yeah, you really shouldn't do that." Like, that's kind of where we got into it in therapy today is I said, "It is so everything is so subjective. People place their fears on you or their expectations on you all day long. That's about 90% of what life is. There are totally absolutes. There are absolutely laws that we all abide by, things like that that are real. But for the most part, to me, life is just people saying to you, using a measuring stick, going, well, I thought you were going to be here and expecting something out of you, and you were down here, and you're going, well, I never said I was going to be there. That's really all life is like people putting their fears on you, people trying to say, like, oh my God, well, I was raised this way. I think you should do it this way. My mother always said, or it worked for me to do this. Like, we're just conditioned to do that. Yeah, Jojo, I don't cuss all the time. I go many, many shows without cussing at all. And I feel like I'm pretty mindful of it these days. If I cuss, I usually will get to the end of the show and go, I'm sorry I cussed so much tonight. I don't like it. I don't think it attracts the best, I don't want to push people away. Here's the thing. Luann's streaming again. I like cussing. I don't have a problem with it. But I also have a job and a duty in this channel. I want to help people. I want to attract people that are like me. I love when Tommy said the other day, you are your audience. I absolutely believe that. And I want to attract people that I want to normalize a lot of things, therapy. I love talking about things that happen to us that are traumatic. I don't want to chase people off by cussing a ton. Like, I don't want people to be like, I really liked listening to her, but I can't because she's just too trashy. Like, I don't want that to happen, right? Yeah, Mary, Barons for sure. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but power, but of power, love, and self discipline. Thank you. New Testament, Abigail, thank you for that. Interesting, Hoopty, and welcome in. I don't cuss a lot. And that's not the point. That's not the point. I was just in therapy talking about, so let me see what he said. I liked this. He said it's also the cussing. Hey, old Charlie, it's the cussing, but he also said this sentence and I liked it and I felt like this could apply to a lot of things. So I wrote it down. He said it's also about the energy and the intentions behind it. I really liked that. It's about the energy and the intentions behind it. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like I like it if it's to make a point. I don't like cussing if it's like every other word and it's like, okay, you could have used a different word. You're just like, it's too much, right? But I really like it's also about the energy and the intentions behind it. I thought that was just kind of cool. I felt like that could apply to a lot of things. And he said, something I really like about you. And he was talking to me, and I thought this was really kind. He said, I like that he said very much, and I wrote it down. He said, believe in conversation and development and ideas. He said, you adapt and you adopt things, and you are engaging and learning about people. And I thought that was so validating. And I said, I appreciate that. And he goes, you really are like to the extreme. He goes, I really haven't met anyone quite like that. He said, you are like hanging on every word, like wanting to know things about people. He was like, you really, um, he said, you really like to deep dive into people and their backgrounds and their pasts. And he was like, you want to hear their words and their stories. And he said, and then you adapt to it. And hey, Kelly. And he said, that's really amazing that you do that. He said, a lot of people don't want to do that. Like, that's not something they're into. And I said, I just realized I do that. And I said, I do it so much, I make a living doing it. And he goes, that's true. I said, I actually like, that's what I do for my job. Like, it's my passion. It's my favorite thing. I probably would have really loved being a therapist. I really do love hearing what you have to say. I want to know. It doesn't mean I want to turn around and give you advice or tell you what to do, but I just like making a person feel like I was there with you, like I hold your hand through that. I don't necessarily want to give you a solution. People don't always want you to solve their problems. Sometimes they just want to be heard. Truly, honestly. Therapy for me, sometimes I'm like, I don't even want any advice on this. I just really wanted a safe space to talk about it. Sometimes that's really all people need. And what if that is the true test of measurement of success, is how safe we make people feel? I don't know. Um, Thank you, Abigail. I don't know a ton of people that actually I could say they make me feel safe. Joanne Holly, that is such a nice thing to say. I don't know a ton of people that actually, truly like, and I mean meet in their space, like one on one. It's rare for me to actually feel safe around someone. I feel good around people. Like I'll meet someone and go, God, they were so nice, but like truly safe. And your definition, yeah, Robin, your definition, hey, inner sparkle monkey. Thank you. I do have a great therapist. Your definition of safe may be totally different than my definition of safe. I would guess right now, as a matter of fact, it would be really cool if any of you wanted to participate in this and tell me what you think safe means to you. Like meeting a person, like in that meme I showed you, the true measurement of success. What if we measured success by how safe we make someone feel? What is safe to you? Right? Like most people never learn what safe feels like in the first place. Yes. I tend to be the one in the room who sits and listens but doesn't say much. If I have something to say, I will, but I don't tend to butt into others' conversations. Yes. Safety assessments take time, Robin. It's just interesting. It's an interesting question. What is safety to you? If you're willing, I'd like to see your answer because it's, hey, Brock Bandy, it is so subjective what safe is. What's safe to somebody else. Have you ever met someone and there's like three of you and the one person already knows the person you're about to meet and you're like, I didn't like that person at all. And the other person's like, what? I love that person. That's awkward as shit. When somebody's like, when you're getting red flags, well, it's like my friend whose boyfriend I don't care for. Like she's crazy about him and I see nothing but potentially very toxic red flags. Never said that to her. Never going to say it to her. Not my relationship. Letting her make her own mistakes. Oh, that was one thing. Did I make a note about that? I don't think I did, but it came up in my therapy. A safety means non-judgment. To Robin W, it means trust. Safety, Jamie Palmer says to me, means the ability to speak and learn and ask questions without being made to feel stupid or feel intimidated. I'll add to that because I like your definition, Jamie Palmer, but like safety for me, because I'm not very educated, means I can say whatever I want to say. I can ask questions and you're going to accept me and not make me feel stupid or intimidated. Like Jeff used to say to me, you should know that you're in your 30s. That's just something you should know by now. Like you're behind. He would say things like, you just don't have any common sense. That's going to be a problem. That is the opposite of safety. That's the complete opposite, right? At the end of my meditation, she says, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be well. It's so reassuring. I love that. I can't put into words, but if my anxiety gets triggered, then it's not a safe place for me. Yeah. Non-judgmental, not teasing someone when you share something with them. My ex-boyfriend did these. I never shared anything super personal. That's why I didn't tell Jeff anything. I fell in love with my boyfriend because he made me feel safe in a way nobody else ever had and seen. I love that, Hope. God, I love that. Safe is if I share something with you, you will keep it to yourself and not tell others, especially a person I may have an issue with. That's a great definition, Rain. Honestly, that's something I hadn't considered, but I agree 100%. Safety is someone you can trump in front of. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Hey, April Goodson. I also want to add that safety means no judgment. Yes. Never felt safe with a guy until Raj. I trusted him with, which made me feel safe. It took time. Yeah. You might not know stuff because you were never exposed to it, but you totally have common sense. Thank you for saying that, Rain. Craig has always been my safe space. He never has made me less than. That's a big one. That's a big one. Making you feel less than, belittling you is the opposite of safety. And the other thing is, back to my friend, like I said this in therapy today, like there's something to, hey, Angie Mo, there's something to like, I said in therapy, I don't tell my friend I don't like her boyfriend because it's not my place. She's a 40-something-year-old woman. She's been married. Hey, Melissa, I'm not entitled enough to insert myself into somebody else's personal life, personal problems, business, any of that, and assume like that you're going to listen to me anyway. And I liked this. I came up with this in therapy today. What I said, I tell my channel all the time, let me make my own mistakes. That's all I ask. I'm doing that with my friend and she may never fall. She may never make mistakes. Maybe they'll get married. Maybe he's her love language. Maybe that's a fit for her, right? I see red flags. She sees green flags. Like maybe that's just works for them. Who the hell am I to be like, I don't like him. Who gives a shit, Reese? No one cares what you like. You don't have to date him. Like, I'm not even going to insert my opinion there. But something I came up with today, it's okay, Liz. I love you, girl. Letting me make my own mistakes is also let me swim through the consequences. I said that today and I liked it. I didn't write it down, but it just came back to me. Let people swim through. So let's say it does go to shit. Let's say you were right. Let's say that like people who have reached out to me and said, that's not going to work, Reese. You and Tommy aren't a good fit, or you shouldn't be believing in God, or it's a cult, or whatever you say. Let's say you end up being right. I still want to feel that burn. I still want to, hey, Kay Thompson, I still want to suffer those consequences. Let me make the mistake. Let me swim through the consequences of my actions. Can you live with that? I would never tell my friend that I have a problem with her relationship. It isn't my place, and I can live with that. And when if that happens and she comes, the teacher appears and she goes, wow, this guy isn't for me, I'll be there for her. And I won't say, I knew it. I didn't like him. I told you. I should have said something. I'm not going to do any of that. It's got nothing to do with me. Don't make it about you. It's not about you, right? Like, refrain from that. You have an amazing knack for making people feel seen. Thank you for saying I love you, Panda. Debbie says, hey, Debbie, for me, safety is feeling I can be my authentic self. I love that. And trusting, and they're giving me their authentic self. It's trust, loyalty, and feeling they're your cheerleader and vice versa, no matter what. And I'm going to add to that because I love it, Debbie, like also not making them feel bad about choices. I'm not going to go too deep here or be overly I'm private about this, but like my mom is a good example of that. Sometimes I feel like I will do or say something and she'll be like, do you think that's the best decision? And I'm a little tired of that shit because I'm 41 and I'm taking back the power I never had. It was taken from me at a very young age, right? Like I couldn't make my own decisions. I was trained to take all the bullshit in this world from TR Bullbait. I was rewarded for taking shit. Like, yeah, I do stand firm on that decision. I don't like it when people do that. Like, I don't know if that's a good idea. You might want to rethink that. Like that person who left a comment on my channel and they were like, you need to rethink your behavior. Oh my God, get out of here. I am a grown woman. Who are you? I don't care if you're my mom or if you're some creepy woman named Constance who left a comment on my channel. For you to say rethink your behavior or for anyone to go, is that the best decision? I'm not a child. And I'm not going to be stuck in that child mindset anymore of like, oh, did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? Nope. Like I said in therapy today, I feel like I've been in a sleeping bag my whole life. Like, here's how much room you have, and this is how much you can move around. The sleeping bag's been removed, and I'm like, I'm stretching all the way out. I'm spreading my wings. Let me fuck up. Please, for the love of God. Like, let me suffer the consequences of the actions you think that I'm taking. Let me do that. Having that one person in your heart you can trust with your most deepest, darkest secrets and know will die with them. And that is a person who's willing to just hold your hand 100%. I love that, Joanne Holly. Safety is someone I can drop the filter with, someone who makes me feel like I can set down my inclination to be hyper independent, always resilient, etc. I can rest and seek comfort without judgment. That's a beautiful explanation there. And Catherine B, I'm going to add to yours. Rest is a big thing. If you feel rested around someone, you don't feel that like fight or flight. You feel calm in their presence. That's another one. These are great. Also, I think it's what you had with Fred. They're on your side. They're rooting for you. Yep. Like you said, cheerleader. Feeling seen in your most vulnerable times and knowing you're supported and held in that space equals safety for me. I love that. I love that. Let me read this real quick. Oh, that's exciting. I'll just say it now. Guys, Tommy is going live on his channel in an hour. And he's doing something to build for our show, Cults and Crims, on Aleister Crowley. We're going to do a show on Aleister Crowley, and I am really excited about that. I'm a little nervous to do it, to be honest, just because like when Tommy told me some horrible things about LRH, I cried. It really freaked me out because I worshiped him, and to find out the bad stuff he did is a little shaky for me. But so we're going to go down the Aleister Crowley thing. And so he's starting on that tonight on his channel, but we're going to switch it to Cult and Crims, not tonight, but I just wanted you to know. If somebody wants your advice, they'll ask for it. Yep. And even then, somebody asked me recently, a friend asked me, she goes, "What's your advice?" And I said, I don't want to give my advice. I don't need to." And she was like, "I know, but I just want to know your opinion." And I said, "Well, you got to break that habit. My opinion doesn't fit into your life situation here. It makes no difference. You don't need it. Reach in here. Like, you know how you feel. I want you to train yourself. You know where you're at. You know where you're standing. You already have the magic. Like, you don't, it reaching externally is a bad habit. I still do it, but I'm very aware of when I do it. I'm not relying on the habit anymore of like, let me call these 15 people to get their opinions on this and then I'll make a decision. I don't do that anymore. I don't need it. I didn't ask, right? I'm standing firm on what I know. Ask yourself, am I being a creepy Constance? If yes, stop. That's beautiful, Melissa. What about Parsons? Yes, we're going to do a show on him too. Yeah, I really, really want to learn about this Aleister Crowley stuff. My favorite people are those I can sit in silence with and be totally comfortable. I agree with that too. Matter of fact, when I first started dating Tommy and we were like, got to spend time together, like one on one. Hey, I am Sharon. Good to see you, babe. He said that to me once. We were driving in a car and he goes, wow, like 10 minutes went by. And he goes, wow. And I said, wow, what? And he goes, you haven't said anything in like 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you know how rare that is? Like, most people have to like fill the silence. They have to be awkward and like, and I know what he means. There are people like that who it's like they just kind of it's like a nervous thing. And he goes, I love that we can sit in silence and like you don't feel like you have to entertain or say anything. And I was like, me too. I don't talk if I don't feel like talking. Um, I don't mind advice, just don't tell me what to do. I get it on such a grand scale, Jojo Bananas. I think I get overwhelmed with it. I also understand it's typical human behavior. I don't get angry at people for it anymore unless they're being mean about it. Like creepy Constance, like you need to rethink your behavior. You need to rethink your entire life and restructure it and act accordingly, Constance. And we're not going to sit around and wait for you. But if you do choose to come back under a different name and announce yourself because you've been blocked. Um, I know a lot about Aleister Crowley. Definitely would be interested in hearing from you guys on that topic. Well, I don't know anything. So really, Kat, it's going to be Tommy enlightening me on it. And I'm going to have to process what I hear. Because when he told me that LRH was a meth head, I don't know if you remember that stream. It was a long time ago. I cried because I have, as a child, I had to do a drug rundown on taking cough drops. Drugs are so frowned upon in Scientology. Like, I spent so much time on handling like Advil and drugs and like shaming me about it. When he said that LRH was a meth head, I was like, yeah, you guys remember that stream? I was pretty shaken. I remember crying about it. I was very upset. I worshiped him, not like a god. I always thought that was weird, but like he was all I knew. I grew up on him. Whether I wanted to worship him or not, I did. I grew up on him. His word was the word of my life. And I was very, very yes. It was a deep well of betrayal. Sophia is so good at sometimes reading exactly what to say. It was. Thank you for labeling that, Sophia. It's true. That's so validating what you just said. I felt such a deep burn of betrayal when Tommy told me that. And I'm probably going to feel the same way when we do this stream on Colts and Crims. West Coast Fancy Nancy, I don't think we're not doing a stream tonight. We might tomorrow night, though. We tend to do one twice a week, so tomorrow would make sense, and then do one this weekend. There is safety in having many advisors. Good one, Abigail. Thank you. The version of him shared by Scientology, not reality. And see, so all I know, like I was told LRH had 4 kids and he was married once to Mary Sue Hubbard. I didn't even know any of that. I'm told all the beautiful stuff, right? He was a doctor. He was a scientist. He was a Eagle Scout. He was saved all these people from a burning home. We're not told the real stuff, the truth. We're not told the truth. The hypocrisy, Stacey Toms. That's hilarious, Shelly Kelly. Crowley is dark, but he also had something I agree with. I don't know anything about him. Yeah, Kim is blue. I know nothing about Aleister Crowley. So for I'm going to be learning I'll probably be learning more than you guys. You guys seem to know more about it than I do. And it's just there's certain things. I think and tell me this. I like the idea of doing like just an off the cuff show on Colts and Crims once a week. That's great. I love just chatting it up with Tommy and laughing and taking it wherever it goes. But I really like the idea of the other show to be something more. Hey, Becky USA, thank you for your comment the other day. I really liked it. The other show being more mindful, more purposeful. Like we talked about doing kind of more of a true crime type situation that may also butt up against Scientology, like Aleister Crowley, like Charles Manson, or just other stuff that has to do with cults. I mean, I love talking about serial killers. As a matter of fact, Tommy and I were on the phone last night, and he was going on and on about this was interesting. This is a whole different thing, and we don't have to get into it right now, but just how many serial killers found God suddenly, like at the end. And we went into my favorite serial killer only because he's like 7'5" and I have the hots for him because of how tall he is. Ed Kemper. And I said, well, Ed Kemper is a good example. He did find God. And I said, he teaches like Bible classes. And Tommy, yeah, I don't, it's hard. Like, it was just an interesting conversation. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I also thought like going down the rabbit hole of talking about other serial killers. I mean, if you guys are up for that, I like talking about that stuff. I can't do it alone because I'm not educated on that stuff. Tommy it's kind of like the Jesters. He's more educated on that stuff because Tommy is insane. When I sleep with him, when I'm at his house, I don't mean have sex. Like when we're together and we're in the same home. He did it here. He did it in Ecuador. Tommy is the guy gets up at like 4:00, does yoga, does journaling, but he spends so much of his time taking in information. I've done a stream with Rabbit, taking in information, like reading, he makes notes, like he is so well versed and like really, really good at studying a subject. I'm not good at that. As a matter of fact, I'm terrible at it. I get very clammy if someone were to tell me to study something because I get triggered, maybe is the word, from studying in Scientology. I don't feel like I can learn very easily. It's hard for me to, if someone were to say, you need to learn about, hey, love and life, you need to learn about, well, that's why I won't go to college. Like you need to learn and study all this and take all this, all these tests on this. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would freak out. I'd have a panic attack. Tommy is a researcher. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Joanne. He's really good at that. So that's why I enjoy doing jester shows with him because the same thing with serial killers. I like them, but he is so much better. He's a good partner to have to offset, and I can ask him questions and he can answer them. I could never come out here and just do a true crime show. Hey, what the fox? In my opinion, Tommy is brilliant. I could listen to him speak for hours. Tommy is very, very smart. Hey, Professor Kakan. He is, I actually often feel I say this to him. I feel very lucky at what a fit we are in so many ways. Like he will say how grateful he is for all these attributes and qualities that I have. And I'm like, I'm grateful for all these attributes and qualities that you have. He's also teaches me things without ever making me feel ashamed. Back to the safe space. I never feel ashamed. And I love that. Rabbit is very knowledgeable for sure. I wrote a letter to Charles Manson. He wrote me back. That is crazy. Oh my God. The Colton Crims title is perfect for those types of discussions. It describes both your histories, but also can describe the content of the channel. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Hey, GeoPlanet Jane. I also wondered if it should just be cults and crime. Crims is something that's hard. I don't think people see that and know what that means. To be honest, that's used in Scientology. Scientologists would say DB crim. You're a DB crim, a degraded being criminal. But does everybody else in the world know that? I don't know. Tommy is extremely intelligent. He does research. No question. No question. Anne from Massachusetts. Tommy and his brother are both cool. They are very cool, very kind men. But Tommy is gifted. He is gifted at research, and I've seen him do it, I guess is what I'm saying. He does the work. I see him constantly like reading, and sometimes I'll call him or I'll text him and I'll go, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm working." He's like, "I got another 3 hours I need to do research on this." And I'm like, "That's incredible." I feel bad. I'm like, "Man, I literally hit go live and I'm like, who knows? Sky's the limit. What are we talking about today? I got no plans, no idea. I got 2 hours to stretch here, guys." Like, I love coming on with a topic, but sometimes I literally have no topic, and then I feel guilty. Cults and or crims and crime. I don't know. Found God, was he lost? I understood that they withheld so many facts in life from you. I don't think you found God. I think you learned to open your heart, and there he was. Now you feel him. Totally, Just Joan. I agree with that. We were talking about serial killers who claim to have found God at the end. Like apparently Bundy at the end said that he found Jesus. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. Like he did some of the most horrific things. Same with like BTK. I don't think so. Not only that, I feel it more like a label on Tommy. I agree with the changing that part because he is not on that now. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to shame him. I don't want to call Tommy a criminal. He's not a criminal, right? Hey, Katie did it. Yes. Tommy is a teacher and a student. Perfect combo. We always have room to grow. I love that. Yes. Bundy lied his ass to the very end. He pretended to be human. That's so creepy. And see, those are the kind of streams I'd love to do. I'd love to, Barbara Waite, that's more interesting to me, what you just said. Pretending to be human. Creepy, creepy. Like, and it's true. They just mirrored emotions in other people. Like, I think that there was nothing there. I think they were dead behind the eyes more than a Scientologist. Creepy. I want to talk about that. I'd love to make Tommy do his research and then we can do a show and ask him all of our questions. I'd love to force Tommy to do all of the reading on that and then we can do a show. BTK was a deacon in his church. I knew that. My dad is a deacon in the Lutheran church too. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's terrifying. Tommy is redeemed, Lacey Silver, for sure. When someone says they found Jesus as a follower of Jesus, I'm skeptical. Well, I think that's true. And I just want to say, and this may be offensive to some, but I've never found it to be well in their favor when someone comes to me and says they're a Christian. Everybody that's ever done that to me that uses it that way, like I'm a Christian. Turns out they're usually their character is not intact for me. Like they've done a lot to burn me or others. I've seen a lot of bad behavior in people who claim that. I don't think you ever need to. It's like saying I'm rich. Like we don't need to know. Money talks, wealth whispers. Like I don't need to know that about you. Why are you telling me that? That makes no difference to me. Why are you telling me you're a Christian? Wouldn't you rather just let me see that for myself? Right. Yeah, Buffy. Please remember that serial killers are mostly psychopath personalities who have learned to emulate others in order to fly under the radar. So they could find God as a means to get sympathy. 100%. Yeah, Alana. Yes, my father has never said he is a Christian. Exactly. Yeah. I always wondered if Christianity wasn't the dominant religion, an easy cop out for forgiveness. So to so many people that why would they would find God? Yeah. Oh my God, that was the one last thing that happened to me today at the Costco in the line. And I just have to say this because I was like, I gotta tell my channel that happened. Okay, something weird happened. Let's all brace ourselves. This is weird and I need answers. I have questions. Correct, Kestrel. I have questions I need answers to. Okay. Simple sentence. This dude, I'm not gonna lie, he had like chains around his neck, like chains on the belt. You know, one of those. This dude is in line with me at Costco. Okay. He's fairly close behind me. I know I always have to share my Costco experiences, Rain. I love that Geoplanet Jane. It's true. This dude's on his phone. Okay. He answers his phone. And first of all, it's already sketchy for me. Like, I'm not going to trust you because he has hey, pepperoni nips. He has a really old school ringtone. Love you, Kay Thompson. He had that old school one that sounds like a Nintendo game. It was like do 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 do. Like it was like something my mom would have had in like 2004. Like it was super outdated. And so I already like don't trust you if your ringtone is that old. This guy was not much of a boomer. He was probably around 50, he was not old. Okay. So I'm already like, this is sketchy when I heard the ringtone. But then he starts talking through his teeth, and I'm watching this dude, and I need answers. So I hope everybody's ears are open right now. So I'm like paying attention to what he's saying. And he's talking. Hold on. He's talking through his teeth. And he goes, I told you not to call me at this number. And he's like really pissed. I'm like, dude, it's Costco. Like, what's going on? Thanksgiving is in like 2 weeks. And he goes, this is weird. Everybody pay attention. I need answers. This was so creepy. He goes, don't call me by my Christian name. Yikes. Yikes. Creepy. Speaking of serial killers, what the holy mother of all that is holy? What does that mean? Can we get some answers, please? Can we get some answers in the chat? I'm not leaving until we get some answers, please. Thank you. I need answers right now, please. That just means his first name? No. Really? Don't call me by my Christian name. That was weird. And I was like, we need to break that down in the chat. He's doing, hey, DNV, he's doing shady stuff and doesn't want his real name out there. Weird. That man is weird. Thank you, Viggy Cat, for that input. What's wrong with him? Absolutely. Name he was born with? I didn't take it that way, Alinda. Hey, Wendy Brewer. I hope your mom's doing better. I don't know, Just Joan. Could it also be some creepy situation where he's like a dom, where he's like dominating? Don't call me by my, like, you might as well be like, don't call me, my wife's here. His given name? My Christian name is Anne Marie. No one calls me that. Anne is fine. He probably has a biker nickname. Ew. The Costco guy sounds sketch. A weird millennial. Some folks say Christian name when what they mean is normal English. Right, Mary Barons. His first name, probably a salesman. It was familiar for the guy. Maybe his name is Joseph, which is biblical, and he goes by Joe. Maybe him and his spouse are role-playing, a little foreplay. Sometimes, maybe. Hey, Verbo Boss. Like sometimes Tommy will pick up and he'll be like, I told you never to call me here. He's with his Ecuadorian girlfriend. But I mean, like, we have this whole thing. We understand. I'm just kidding. We have an arrangement. Probably a biker gang. Guys, it's weird. And I need answers. I'm leaning into you for answers. Maybe he's 007. Maybe he's an effing creeper. I was like, I took a step away. I was like, between you and the creepy guy in my front yard this morning, like, what's going on? What's going on with this dick swinging behavior? Don't call me by my Christian name. That's terrifying. What is that supposed to mean? What kind of boundaries are those? It sounds like the person was presuming to know them well, and he did not like that. I mean, is that like, I feel like Cameron and Ferris Bueller. Call me sir, god damn it. Excuse me, but that was the line. I normally wouldn't say that. Like he's Charlie, but goes by Chuck. Why was he saying it through his teeth? Oh, he's in the witness protection program. That's probably it. Yeah, it was his mother. Who talks to their mom like that? I should have gotten more answers. Yeah, he's probably a murderer. I don't know. I'm not going to answer that right now. Hey, short Zach, welcome in. He's weird. Stay away. You and Tommy have an agreement. I'm guessing it's more like you for him and him for you. Really don't see anyone else in that mix. Yeah, it was an absolute joke. Just Joan. No, Tommy and I are exclusive. Not doing the Coldplay concert stuff so much. No. Um, Serial killer, Linda. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was leaning toward serial killer, but actually Rain's probably right. He's in the witness protection program. He was probably like Henry Hill from Goodfellas. Um, we need him to provide context. I should have asked, but I was also a little bit, I think I was kind of past my point of what I was comfortable with today. And I was like, I'm going home and I'm going to bed. Like I'm cold. I'm upset about everything. I got a container of ice cream and I was like, I'm just going to go. My life's in the shambles. Like I'm just going to go home and eat some ice cream. Um, a guy who gets annoyed with his mom. Do you think he was talking to his mother that way? Excuse me, sir. What is your Christian name? I should have done that. I should have pulled out my lip stain in my pocket and been like, sir, would you mind for channel content later? I'm a content creator, but I suck at it and I actually don't have any content. And I just try to scrap together stuff like this throughout the day. What is your Christian name, you effing freaky weirdo? What is it again? Um, could be he's criminal, a gang member. If someone called Tommy by his given name in a negative way, he may not like that. It's disrespectful. I don't know that he would care. Like his family calls him Brett. I don't know that he would care. I don't think Tommy gets triggered in a Costco line through his teeth going, "Don't call me by my Christian name." Speak into the pen, please, sir. Sir, speak into the pen. He's a gang member, says GeoPlanet Jane. He's a hooligan. He's a rascal. Maybe he was angry because the person used his first name instead of address him by Mr. Who does that besides a Sea Org member? Do you know Sea Org members do that? They're like, call me sir. You have to call him sir. Who does that? Like, of course, I'm going to address doctor as doctor, right? But still, it's odd. It's weird. You will address me as sir. God. He deserves to be called Mr. I think he was a creep and a half. There's evil afoot, says Buffy Summers. And there's evil afoot. Between that weird dream I had and then the creeper in my front yard this morning, and then creepy man saying in Costco, don't call me by my Christian name. Why do we always use that voice, by the way? Like the cellist. We always give creepy guys the cellist voice. He's probably just putting a show on to freak everyone out. I'll show you my question name if you show me yours. Totally. Yeah. You know what? He might have been a jester. That just made me think of that Live the 444 dream. Like I could see Jeff being like, call me cellist. You will address me as the cellist. The cellist. Oh man. I still go straight back to when Jeff would do that. We'd literally go to a restaurant and he'd be like, table for two, the cellist. I would stand behind him. I'd like slink behind him and I'd go. It was so cringy. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just here for a steak. I'm not really with him. He's just buying my food. And I just was willing to accept the invitation. Like, I'm just here because we had a resi. But otherwise, I'm like, hey, K-Fic, who goes out with, like, I'm ashamed by association. Back to the weirdo this morning. Did he finally leave? Yeah, he left. The cellist. I'm so uncomfortable with that. I'm so uncomfortable. Oh God, it's so awkward. I had to deal with that for years. Hey, Dark Roast. I did hear with that for years. Have them make a drink for the chillest. Wendy Brewer, we really didn't have a topic tonight. We're 2 hours in. I just stretched that shit out, girl. That's my God-given gift. Hey, Shell. I can take uh absolute nonsense and turn it into more nonsense for 2 hours. And somehow, some way, I have wizard like skills. I can make you guys go into a trance and you stay with me for those whole 2 hours. You have so many other things you could be doing, like trimming your toenails would be more meaningful. But you guys choose to stay with me, and I just flap my gums for 2 hours. It's a gift. You know, when Melissa McCarthy says in Bridesmaids, when she's eating at the table and she's like, I don't bloat. And Kristen Wiig's like, wow. And she's like, it's a gift. It's a gift. I can take 2 hours and turn it into absolute shit, nonsense, nothing. You end every time and you're like, what just happened? What was Reese saying? I have no idea why I even attended that. Like, that was money, time wasted that I will never get back. But I think I'll come back for it tomorrow. That's my gift. Hey, Don Clark. And you guys sit right through it. And then when I end the show, I see the numbers go up with the replay crew. And I'm like, I cannot believe people come here. I'm like, would I watch me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it somehow it works. It's like a casserole where you didn't have all the ingredients and you're like, shit, this calls for a stick of butter and I don't have one. And then you just roll it anyway out and you're like, we're just gonna put in some bell pepper and it doesn't call for that, but put some chili seasoning in this thing, right? Like, zest it up. You have green chilies? Do it. And then you just bake it and you're like, it's not that great, but I'm kind of surprised. Like, it actually was better than I thought it was going to be. It turned out pretty well, right? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. If we thought it was a waste of time, we wouldn't be here. Take some tiny nonsense. Um, we each get something different from you, I guess. Something we need. Just Joan, it's more of a joke. Today was an actual joke. Today I had no content. It was very visible, very obvious, and it was an absolute dud. Everybody says this, Gene. It's like Seinfeld, the show about nothing that everyone loves. People have been saying that since I started a YouTube channel. They're like, this literally, I feel like, is Seinfeld. We come on here and we laugh. Oftentimes we cry and feel depressed and stressy. And then we just move on with our life until the next day. You're like the show Seinfeld with all the characters in one person. See, I've never watched Seinfeld, Biggie Cat, but I have a friend who did, and she tells me about the episodes all the time. I really should sit down and watch Seinfeld sometime. We are the cult of Gertie. And Mary Barons, I'm just glad you're with your boyfriend again. I'm very excited for you. I promise you, in no other chat have I been asked what safety means to me. Barbara, wait. That is very, very kind. I was cutting myself down intentionally to be silly, but I know the value of this channel for the most part. Some days are better than others, but we do strive for positivity, lifting each other up, feeling like this is a safe space to share things, and people really are vulnerable here and they share things. And I know the worth of this channel. I know what we bring to the table. And for people who don't see it or don't feel that way, it's their loss. I love my friends here. I love this circle. It really does feel like sitting down with a bunch of people over coffee. It really does feel like a bunch of people, just friends getting together. I love people feeling loved and accepted and seen and heard here. And that's what we bring. I've been trying to work on a 4-tier cake all day, and your voice and live got me off my ass, and I've been working on it. That's what you do. You motivate, energize, and make me happy. I love you, Armine. I absolutely love that woman. Thank you for saying that. I interrupt my ridiculous sheer nonsense music for this utter nonsense. And I love, Sophia, you are almost with me every day. Some of you, do you realize, like, never miss a show? I know when you're kidding, Reese, but sometimes I try to remind you how easy and great it is to be here. Thank you, Joan. And I consider you a good friend of mine. Thank you for saying that. It's like hanging out with friends. Yes. It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. That is so true. That's a fact, Robin. Who ordered the jester? Send that shit back. That's hilarious. The cellist. The cellist. 444 Dream. If I'm having a crap day, I feel like I have to blow my nose. Where's that Kleenex I was using for pretending it was something else? Hold on, guys. If I'm having a crap day, I can't wait to listen to live. It brightens my day. I love you so much. Wendy Brewer, I love you. And I really do hope that your mom's doing better. Thank you for being here. I love seeing you guys. Martin says, I'm here too, even though I don't say stuff all the time. That's our little Danish angel. And he's a baby angel and everybody knows it. Yes, can't miss a show. Yes, you never miss a show. Joanne Hawley, I have to say, you guys, Linda, I love you. You guys say this a lot. Oh, Kim is blue. You say this a lot, like, Reese, you don't know how much you've done for us and all that. You're right, I don't. And I don't think about what I've done for you. I think about what you do for me. Do you know how validating it is to sit here for 2 hours with over 200 people that stay with me, with over 200 people that show up almost every day? Some of you are here with me every day. Kim is blue, Linda, Armine. I don't think Armine has ever missed a show. Joanne Hawley, I'm not sure she's ever missed a show. Buffy's with me every day. Not to mention our incredible mods who are here to protect us and keep us safe. I love that this channel is so open. I can't put in scriptures on any other channel as much as I do here. Plus, I love hearing how it helps other people. You absolutely bring it, Abigail, and we love it. I love feeling included, Stacey Toms. That's really all it's about. Renee B, you're with me all the time. West Coast Fancy Nancy, you are almost always here. I can't explain it. I can't describe it. I can't put it into words. And that's why, that's the truth. I hate to say this, but that's really truly why we have haters. They can't understand what we have, I think, and they can't take it away. They'd love to see us succumb. They'd love to squash this. They can't, and they can't figure out. Like, sometimes I can't figure it out. I'm like, it's amazing to me. It's a dream come true that this is what I do. I come here and we just get together and we talk about everything. Hey, Montgomery Angel. Some of us are always here. We just don't chat. I love you, grouchy mama bear. Shelly, that was such a funny stream. I love the shopping streams too. I've watched 95% of all your videos. I can't always be here live, but I'm so glad there's always a show to catch on the replay. And big thank you to the replay crew. I am so grateful for people who I love people who leave comments and they're like, replay crew. I'm so like touched by that. That's incredible. Reese, it's the best 2 hours of my day. Diana H, I hope you and your new baby cat are doing so well. I love you, girl. I finally found somewhere that I fit. That's never happened before. I may not say much, but I'm always listening. So I was crying in therapy talking about these kinds of comments. Buffy, right here. My therapist was starting to tear up at the end because I said, I, of course, need to make money doing this, but more than anything, this is where it's at. You can't put a price on what Buffy just said. Do you guys absorb what Buffy just said? I finally found somewhere that I fit. That's never happened before. Buffy, we love you. What a beautiful thing to say. And thank you for saying it. In my recommended videos, Reese, he came up. I was like, wow, that wasn't long ago. Looks like a different person now. Yeah, it's true. It really wasn't that long ago. Love you, K-Fake. Marty Jewel, I can't watch a live until I'm caught up on the replays. I don't want to miss a beat. Love watching and listening to your journey. Besides, you crack me up. That is such a nice thing to say. Thank you for saying that, Marty Jewel, and thank you for catching replays. Geoplanet Jane, I didn't get a new cat. Diana H got the most beautiful cat she rescued. Like last Saturday, I want to say. I don't say much, but I'm either here on replay. Thank you, Kelly. I know I see you in and out, and I appreciate you being here. You're a weirdo lighthouse. You make a weird, safe journey. Wow, Sophia, I love that. Guys, so tomorrow, before you leave, hit subscribe. Tomorrow, I need you to hear this. I'm doing that stream at 3:00 my time. Abigail, we love you. I really love you, Abigail. Don't feel guilty. But speaking of Abigail, speaking to you specifically, a couple of people, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow on God. I want to do that follow-up stream. We've been talking about doing it for a while. The last one we did on God was a couple months ago at this point. I think it was like 8 weeks ago. I love you, Katie did it. Thank you. Dawn Clark, I look forward to watching you every night before bed. That is so nice. Tara, we love you. So tomorrow, don't come if it offends you, if it's not a topic you want to hear. I'm not saying don't come, like don't be here. I mean, just know tomorrow I want to kind of dive into that. I have some questions and I'd like to do the topic on God and Jesus and just my religious questions. As you all know, that's okay, Amy Edge. Thank you, Alabama Rose. Everybody asked that I do it at 3:00 Central tomorrow. Would you rather I do it at 4? I'd say you have skills. Too soon? No. As a matter of fact, Tommy and I just said that the other day on our channel. Part 2. Yes, that was my favorite stream too, even though I'm not religious. Martin, what a nice thing to say. That was my favorite stream I've ever done. Who did that, Love and Life? I can do it at 4:00 tomorrow. I'm happy to do it at that time too, but I just want you guys to know I intend to do a stream tomorrow specifically. So I came from Scientology. I got a lot of God questions. And so I hope that that's okay. I hope it's appropriate. I'm not trying to be controversial, and it's not intended to make other people feel wrong and say like, well, this is what I believe and you need to do that. No, Montgomery Angel was great. Okay, Abigail. May not be the place, but those who pray, please pray for Aaron's daughter and her boyfriend's family. He passed after a bike accident. Oh, that's terrible. Aaron's daughter and her boyfriend's family. Oh my God, that's horribly sad. Yeah, definitely prayers for that for sure. It's very sad. My God. I'm assuming he was young. His kids, Aaron's kids are very young. That's very, very sad. Wow. Wow, that's really sad. Definitely thoughts, prayers, vibes for that family. That's very sad for the daughter's boyfriend's family. Yeah. Wow. How young? 15, Kim is Blue said. Yeah, prayers for his daughter and the family of the boy. That's really, really sad. Good God. Huxley's going to be 16 on Monday. You said Huxley is in therapy on Wednesday, so you're going to do your stream earlier on Wednesdays. Not necessarily. So he has it tomorrow, but it has to be virtual tomorrow because his appointment's at 4 and he gets off the bus at 4. So tomorrow I will be home, Armine, and he's going to see the therapist virtually. Next Wednesday, he will see him in person. So next Wednesday, I'll have to do it at a different time. That is so horrifically sad. It freaks me out because, like I said, Huxley will be 16 on Monday. And that is close to home for me. I can't imagine. Riding his bike to school with his helmet on, his handlebars hit by a boy that goes to the same school. Whew, wow. That's heavy. And that's incredibly sad. And I'm so sorry for the loss to that family. Geoplanet Jane, yes, he's loving therapy. He's just started, but he's loving it. Yeah, that's very sad. Well, the only thing I can say is I hope that the boy is no longer in any pain or suffering, but that is very, very sad. I'm very sorry to hear that. It's terrible. This is such a loss. It's so tragic. That's hard to wrap your mind around when people die at such a young age, when anybody dies, but something senseless like that, just an accident like that, just a freak thing is so, it's just like in the blink of an eye type of thing. Geez, that is heartbreaking to the extreme. He didn't have his helmet on. He was in a hurry, so he forgot he had it with him. Jesus, that is so horrific. That is so sad. I cannot imagine. Abigail closing, search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. That's a beautiful scripture. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you for the super chat. That's a beautiful scripture. Tell those you love how you feel, because none of us have any guarantees for a tomorrow. And absolutely true. Huxley, is that my door or is that outside? I think it's the front door and it's Moose. Can you go let him in? Yeah. Waste no more time telling people you love them, Tara. That is so sad. Yeah, Tara, I agree. That scripture was beautiful. Oh, man. The worst thing is to lose a child. I can't imagine it. I can only agree with you, but I can't imagine that. Love you all, because there are no guarantees. Absolutely, Stacey Toms. Thank you for saying that. I mean, it sucks to end this on such a heavy note, but I also appreciate how much we appreciate life and the people that we love and the people around us. And this is why, another reason, there's no reasons or time for hate or fighting. Just spend time loving people, telling people that you love them. I love you guys. I see you saying it here. We love you all. Yes. Yeah. It's why hate never wins, because I really do believe that love is so much stronger. Yeah, I'm sure, Martin, that was very shook Aaron's foundation. I'm sure, as it would, as it should. It's horrible. It's unbelievably sad. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Kim is Blue. Yes, Jojo. Hug your loved ones and say you love each day. Heather, we love you too. Guys, it's sad to end on this. Joanne Holly, thank you. Guys, it's sad. Please hit subscribe before you go. Know that tomorrow we're going to do a God stream. I will put it specifically in the title so that those who don't want to attend, I totally get it. You don't need to come to that one. I just wanted to do a specifically God show to talk about that. So I will see you all tomorrow. And I love the love right now. Everybody is just saying how much they love, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, Tara. That's just really sad. It's so unfortunate. I think Huxley's 15. It's sad. Biggie Cat, what time? Hold on. I gotta blow my nose again. Hold on. That energy, that love right now, more powerful than we know. Yes, I agree with that. What time works for you guys tomorrow? I can do it at 3. I can do it at 4. It sounds like people, it's times like these. I wish I could give Aaron a scripture, but I know I can't. I don't know what that means, Abigail. Why can't you? I don't think he would reject that. I mean, I don't know Aaron. I don't know how he would feel about that. I don't know him in this moment in time, but I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't think anybody would reject that. I think if that's on your heart, you should absolutely do that. And I think he would probably accept that with love. Love you too, Mary Barons. We can talk about God and respect each other's beliefs. Thank you for talking about it. Yes, Truth Seeker, I agree. The last one was beautiful, and I hope tomorrow will be. I can do it at 3. I can do it at 4. How about if we split it down the middle and do 3:30 tomorrow? Yeah, Martin, me too. It's very important to me. I love discussing this topic. How about if we break it down the middle and do 3:30? Does that work? Yeah, Geoplanet James, I'm sure that Aaron probably has a lot of close friends that are surrounding him right now. He's not a Christian. He would value it, and I don't want to push it on him, especially right now. Oh, I understand. That's respectful. That's fair. Okay. 3:30. Okay. All right, everybody. I will do 3:30 tomorrow. I'm going to specifically put it in the title. And I love you guys. I love the love at the end of this. It's very sad. It's a harsh, harsh thing to hear. It's heavy. It's just a blow to the chest for me. I cannot imagine. I have a 15-year-old, and it's just so sad. I feel so sad for that family and for his daughter. It's very sad. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for the super chats tonight. I always say this. Thank you for being members. I just very much am grateful for that. Thank you. And thank you for your time more than anything. Your time's valuable. Thank you for spending it with me. No problem, Abigail. I'll start it around 3:30. All right. Hey, Wine, a little bit more. Love you, babe. I will see you guys tomorrow. And here comes Fred.